Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Empyrion 1.7. I'm 7-foot Dust Bunny, and we stand here looking at the remains of the last Zorak attack. Yes. I've shifted all my loot back to base, put some of it in the factory. Oh, this I've left on, but it needs to be making those, because I've been harvested my grow plots. Now I'll just quickly will take your loot out for a second, just so you can see I've now finished my landing platform in all its glory. As you can see, it's fairly sizable, and I'm now working on the gun turrets, which I'm hoping to have 3 turrets on each corner, and then I'll probably put some extra turrets down this end as well, but most attacks seem to come in over from that way. But that's just to give you an overview of what's going on there. Why can I not level my ship? Level and down. There we go. And just get up and there we go, and down. Thank you. Power off. Now we're going to have to rob every bit of pentaxid we can find today. So the Vixen, you're going to have to give up your pentaxid tank, and everything is going to have to go into the mini miner eventually. The mini miner doesn't have Wi-Fi though, which is one of its flaws. Now I have noticed another minor flaw in the mini miner, which I think I fixed in my stream version, but haven't fixed on the current version. This is gonna have to come out, I think. I might have put it there instead, but in fact I will. Hang on. Let's what am I connected to? I'm connected to the fridge, aren't I? Let's take the window back out the fridge and put it back a second. Yep, there we go. And we'll take that panel off, but we'll connect to something else other than the fridge for now. Let's connect to that one. And let's get that one off. Because what we're going to have to make here is we're going to have to put in a CV detector, which I haven't unlocked. So we'll just have a look through CV detector. Thank you. And unlock that one. We need to put CV detector on here, which I haven't done. It also doesn't have Wi-Fi. It's not the end of the world that it doesn't have Wi-Fi. The other thing we're going to want is an O2 station, because on my mini miner here we have a couple of minor flaws, which I'm sure I redid it, got rid of some of this space and put just like an elevator block with a shutter over it, but I don't really like doing that. Mainly because I had to rearrange things, I think, because it's not airtight, which means this is a waste of time. Therefore, in here is going to need to go the O2 station, so we can fill up with O2, because otherwise we're going to suffocate while we're out in space. And we'll have to make sure the O2 tank is well topped up, because that's going to be our entire O2 supply. Holy crap, we're almost out of oxygen in the base. Oh god, I didn't realise the base was out of oxygen. What's going on? We've got plenty of oxygen, so it shouldn't be a problem. But still, that's a lot of oxygen needed topping up there. So top the oxygen up on that one, and what I would probably also do is put 1 or 2 in there, just to sort of be safe. Now from the Pearl, which has got a whole bunch of ammo on board, I'm going to stick some of that in, because this one has got gun turrets, but only the little sentry turrets, which are hidden about the place, which use projectile rounds, so we'll chuck those in. And we've got nothing in the ore tank at the moment. But the plan is to take this one out today and go hunting for materials, because need a couple of things like, well, pentaxid for a start. Desperately need pentaxid. As you can see, I've collected from my miners recently. I haven't run it again. We'll do another collection just before we leave, and in fact those need to go in there as well, which I'll just put. Cannot put this item here. Oh, okay, guess because it's pentaxid tank, that's why. Those items need to go into, oh no, this one. Second. Magnesium's no good in there, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, somewhere here in these tanks we have some pentaxid, and that's it there. I don't think we've got any other pentaxid in the base at all. Pretty much nothing. Yep, that is it. So, pretty low on pentaxid. Now, we have some in the hopper. There's some in the hopper's ammo storage, and there's some actually in the hopper's pentaxid tank as well. If we go to the hopper here, pentaxid tank has another 10. But again, we're not talking a lot here. And the Vixen, I think I cleared you out. Yep. The Skipper, I don't think has any. Nope. And the Pearl definitely has some pentaxid in there. Has the most of all. So all of that is going to have to go into this one's pentaxid tanks. So hopefully I'm close enough now, aiming at it. I should be able to connect to it, yeah. And there we go. And I'm going to put in the ammo container as well, just a bit of fuel, because she uses a hell of a lot of fuel, and doesn't have a very big tank due to her size. So, ooh, other thing to put in there, bit more fuel I suspect. Just because, thinking about it, oh, I got 28 there? I got another 28 there. That's not such a bad idea. Let's take that one. Put that there. Right. So that should give me about 100 AUs of travel. Yes, that item can't go here, I know. And we're gonna take a bunch of that, because we're gonna want to go and fill up our various auto miners, and then we're gonna go to space and go on the hunt for pentaxid and sathium. Now the first thing that's going to be a problem is when I start this puppy up and turn her shields on, she's going to eat pentaxid, I think some, and you can't really fly her in this state. You got to wait for the shield to charge up. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll head to the first auto miner. Okay, so I've come across my other auto miner, and the shields are very slow to charge up here. And I have realised there is one other thing on this boat I haven't done, and that is I really need to do something about the situation with regards to actual manufacturing. The fridge may have to go, or the ammo locker may have to move, or something like that. Because I need to put in here a constructor. the fridge might not be so important. I can basically take the fridge out and take some MREs with me. And as long as I take a stack of MREs, I'm basically pretty good to go. O2 and everything else will be what will be the problem. So I'll keep myself topped up with O2 before I go. I need to put my EVA boost in. I might see if I've got an O2 boost, because I'm pretty sure I've got one somewhere, so I'll boost that up and take as much O2 in my suit as I can. Because this ship is made for simply mining. That's all she does. So we'll go and pick up the silicon and the iron, and we'll see how much of all that we've got. And then we need to go out and explore some of the local clusters and see if we can find somewhere. Ideally we can pick up some sathium and some pentaxid. As you see, the shield is almost charged, but we're already down to 78 pentaxid, and with the amount of power generation we're using just recharging the shield, we have 1.4 minutes of fuel left. Yes, 1.4 minutes. Once the shield is charged, she'll be a lot happier. But in this state, she gets through fuel rather quickly. Right, let's pick up this one. And down we go. Yeah, gets through a hell of a lot of fuel. Not bad, not bad. Yeah. We're about to leave remote connection because we don't have Wi-Fi. But as long as you park dead close, you're alright. Alright, I've only got the iron to pick up, which is back over near the base. I'll pick that up. I'll load us up with oxygen. I'll load myself up with food. And then we'll basically be ready to go. As you can see, the shields have now finished charging up. We still have 74 AU of travel, which isn't as much as you might think. And we have 90 odd minutes of power, which is pretty alright. But I'm going to swap the fridge out for a small constructor, because I think that's going to be necessary in order to really make this work. I think CPU wise we're fine for us to slap a small constructor in. Don't think that's an issue. The one thing I probably could have done with this ship is done with making it a block longer and putting those extra bits in, because as it is, there isn't a lot to her. Anyway, let me pick up the iron, get that sorted, and we'll show you what we got. Okay, so we're pretty much loaded up. I have 13 emergency rations on me. I have some extra fuel. I have the drill just in case I need it. I have the normal weapons. I've replaced the O2 chamber. I've put a small constructor in to get us going. Just need to get rid of this, which we've got on board at the moment, which needs to go into this one, I think, and that should be enough for us to go hunting for goodies. Now, the big problem is, first of all, I wouldn't mind laying my hands on this pentaxid asteroid, or at least getting a couple of shots off at it as a buffer. This is gold, which isn't fantastic. There's very limited. There's some there, but I expect this space sector to be pretty busy. That one's empty, and that one's there. I think we're going to have to go further afield to actually get something. Now, I could hop fairly close to this M-type star. It's really close. I'm not sure what's there. It's still going to be within Xeraxian scumbag territory. In fact, as it's an M-class star, it might have actually been better than than this one as a place for a base, but we're committed now. Other than that, I am tempted to jump back out this way and just look around a couple of these stars here, see if we can find some nearby Sathium. But we do need to remember we're fairly limited. I mean, that's Polaris space, but we are fairly limited on range here. So that again might be an option. Basically some local stars, see if we can find something that's worth mining to get ourselves going. So with that, we have our 74 AU's worth. The thing is, we can't afford to take too many hits even with the shields, because that's going to eat into our pentaxid supply. I don't know of any pentaxid asteroids in the near vicinity. I'm tempted to have a quick look around. We're going to be doing a bit of asteroid hopping, at which point I'll obviously cut out the long boring journey to some of the asteroids and keep you in for some of it, but this will be a bit of a growth and exploration and expanding episode this time round. So we're going to go and check this asteroid out. Well, as we're approaching this, it turns out it's not a well, it's not an asteroid. It's a pack mule shipwreck, which may or may not have some interesting things aboard. I'm not sure I'm gonna risk it at this time. There doesn't seem to be a lot left. It's fairly gutted. There's a couple of weapons here. There's a couple of containers. And that's about it. There is a pentaxid tank I spy. Okay, we're gonna take the risk. There doesn't seem to be anything around. This could go extremely poorly if we do get shot at, because the one thing I haven't got is a clone chamber. What we got? Nothing in the pentaxid tank. Absolutely zip garbage. Okay, so we're not going to hang around and find out a lot more. We're literally, well, I might check these two out, and then that's it. I'm out of here. I've not got the inclination to risk life and limb on that. There's a couple of engines, but at the moment, neodymium and things of that sort are not actually a problem for me. Why can't I see the bottom of my ship with my lights on? Lights on. Hello? Open. Open ship. Press F to open boarding ramp. Yes, I'm trying. You're supposed to be opening. Thank you. Much better. Right. So, that one was pretty disappointing AF. Now, just out there's another asteroid, and we'll head towards that one. And there is one just over here, which was sort of down from us before. It's got to be one of these two. I'm hoping it's this one, because there won't be much around, which means I can grab the pentaxid, get that processing, and have it in backup. Okay, so disappointment, that was titanium asteroid. So we'll go for our last one. I hope that's our pentaxid. Empyrion class frigate is about 7 kilometers away. Something's had a few pot shots at us along the way, but there is indeed a pentaxid asteroid here. So this is gonna be the big one for us, just to really get ourselves kicked off here. It's going to be imperative that we manage to grab some of this before we have to bug out. So I've made a few preparations along the way. I'm ready to go straight into the turret. I don't think I'm close enough. I'm not, so I need to get a bit closer. There we go. See, the problem is with the turret, it's a bit, and you can't see what's going on with the ship. You can't see if you're getting shot at or if you need to bug out quickly, but it's hell of a lot. I find it hell of a lot better by just grabbing that ore. And I'm noticing that frigate is now like fully in view in silhouette across the sun there. But I've grabbed 50 odd pentaxid right there. Nothing is shooting at me yet, so I'm willing to keep taking a risk for the second. Quickly jump back in, access it, go out and grab the ore as fast as we can. I've also set a lock point to bug out and jump out to that system that's only 2.2 AU away, because that to me seems like a good shout, and it's really close. Not going to use a lot of stuff at all, so that would be an excellent choice should we have to make a quick exit. But I think we're pretty good now. That's a trader's drone, so no need to panic about that one. However, that shot at us. What was that? That is a Empyrion class frigate. Okay, that is time to bug out. You're under attack. You can't warp for 13 seconds. Great, excellent stuff. Let's go at full pace, please. Full speed ahead, thank you. Yes, yes. And can we jump now? Can't jump for 7 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Freedom. Freedom. So yeah, I set up this ready to bug out. You've discovered an M-class sun. For the first time, you've earned an explorer's token, for which there is still no icon. Wow, this is a busy ass system. Okay. Resources. Are you gonna give us any information here? This is more than likely a Xerax trading station. I'm not seeing much in the way of, like, Sathium. What I would really like is Sathium. I mean, that's what I'm coming out here for. It does say sector, this moon, Sathium. Is there Sathium on that moon? Or elsewhere? Right, we're going to go and check this out. I think this is the way to go. There's Sathium, there's a restroom. And I didn't lock it. Like a fool, like a fool. I didn't lock it. There we go, let's lock it. Before we get to... Uh-oh, I've taken my helmet off. That might be a bad plan. Before we get too excited to jump to that moon, let's... Wow. I picked up enough raw pentaxid to keep me going. I can actually trash the stone to save on weight. But, okay. So we're good on pentaxid. I wasn't expecting to end up with 911. So we should be able to process that into plenty of pentaxid to keep us going. So that's all good. So we're laughing now. We're safe in terms of pentaxid. We're not going to get stranded out here on this moon, wherever this moon may take us. And we can do enough to sort of... Ooh, what we got here? Again, very busy with Xeraxian scumbags. There seems to be resource asteroids here everywhere. Absolutely loads of them. That's a small shipwreck. But yeah, this has resource asteroids galore, so let's check this out. There should be some Sathium, which is really what I'm here for. So I'll head over towards this cluster and see what we've got. I'm also tempted to check out. Well, because it's a gas giant, this is one of the moons. So which moon are we at? We're at this one, aren't we? We're at moon, not moon 1. Because moon 1 could also be a good choice later on. Because apparently there's sathium at both. So it'd be nice to pick up that sathium. Because I reckon I'm going to need quite a chunk of sathium to bring in a nice size CV. Nope. A small lifter. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I'm not going to attack a small lifter. At present, I'm not in a ship to attack anything right now. Okay, so I'll bring you back in when we get a bit closer to these asteroids and see what we got. Okay, so we're approaching the first one. Turns out to be magnesium. I've already had a few things take a few pot shots at me, so I want to grab a chunk of this, but I'm not going to grab very much. I'm too far away again, like a fool. Let's move in quickly and get what we can here. Be nice to grab that extra magnesium, because one thing's for sure over ground-based, you know, sort of mining, this is a hell of a lot faster and nets you a lot. So we'll grab a good few chunks here. This will add to our magnesium supplies. Keep the rockets coming. We'll just need to make sure we don't overstay our welcome. Oh, I got out my ship. I got out my ship. This is a bad plan. Okay, this is probably a very bad plan. Right, let's start off grabbing this. My organisation of pressing the wrong button at the inopportune moment is very helpful. You know, what do you do in emergency? Get out of the cockpit. Alright, that should help quite a bit with the situation. So that should be, I reckon, a good few hundred magnesium. Right. There's probably still some there, but I'm going to move on. There's some other asteroids around here, and we've already attracted some attention by the looks of it. Some plasma drones which are in hot pursuit. So let's see what this one is. We've got an iron asteroid right there. We'll head down to this one because we don't want iron. We've got plenty of iron brewing back at base. Where did that get us on the magnesium? So that got us 2,500 magnesium that quickly, which is one of the real good things about moving up to space mining and the drill turret. It's so fast to grab the stuff. It's just so fast. Prometheum asteroid. Wouldn't mind it. Not too fussed because I've still got like 2,000-3,000 magnesium. Tempted if we're still not being too heavily pursued. We're not at the moment, so I'm gonna grab this. Right, let's get in relatively close this time. There we go, that'll do, that's close enough. And then grab some chunks. But yeah, look how fast you can just grab this, and I'm picking up like hundreds. That'll be well over 1,000 in just that short chunk, which will really just, it's just a bit of a game changer when you get to this point. Just blast your way through rather than go to the other side as well. And it'll take enough. It'll make a big difference. Alright, then as soon as I've done that, I'm just going to move straight on again. And we're going to check out what other asteroids we've got nearby. If I can just zoom out a bit. what else we got nearby? There's one over there, there's two over here, so we'll check out these two, which I think is what I'm heading towards here, and see what we've got. But already in the inventory, from just that, yeah, 2,500 promethium straight away from that. Easy pickings. So the last one I skipped towards was copper, which I just flew by because really don't need copper. Then there was one further out in the distance which appears to be an Arestrum asteroid. Now, not desperate for a Arestrum, but I was thinking of chucking one of the auto miners on an Arestrum deposit on one of the other planets, which I might still do. But this is probably going to get us everything I want for now. So I'm very tempted just to hit this one and call that quits. So let's just get through as much of this as I can, preferably with actually flying the ship close enough to take what I need. This is the only problem with the or one of the problems with the tall turret. You have to get quite close, you can't see what's going on around you while you're using it, so it's a bit of a risk. You know, if you have gun turrets, which of course I haven't actually turned my turrets on, which is actually a bad move, because if I turn my turrets on, it gives me a bit of warning if there's any drones coming, because you start hearing them fire. And that tells you that, you know, it's time to leave. Because this ship isn't built for fighting. This ship is built for just harvesting as much ore as it can get and then getting out of there. But I mean, you'll see very quickly how much ore we'll gather on a relatively short journey. I mean, this will be one of only a few episodes like this where we do a lot of like harvesting of resources. It's really because some people have expressed an interest in seeing that I do harvest the resources, and that I am doing it, and you know, the grind you have to do to get there, which, don't get me wrong, there's quite a bit of grind here and there for it, and it's not just all fun and games with the shooting. So that Arestrum asteroid is effectively dead. Now, I believe that over there is two ships. There's another asteroid over here, and there's some further over the other way. So we're going to go over and check out this one, because what I really came out here for, as I said, was Sathium. I'd like to have a stock of Sathium. So let's see if we can get that sorted. Well, I'm looking at the map here. I'm a little bit worried if this is the Sathium asteroid, because that looks like there's a couple of drones here incoming. At least I've got Pentaxid in my tank, and some bullets in at least the little guns. Yeah, there's some space plasma drones here. They will give us a few hits. These turrets should actually be able to take them out if they get close enough to us, without them doing too much damage. So we should be alright. Hopefully we can just outrun them, because they seem to be going the other way. Though I think they're probably trying to turn around and head for me. But I'm sure there was one more asteroid here somewhere I saw. But we've got iron, we've found copper, we've found magnesium, we've found promethium, we've found Arestrum. We haven't found Pentaxid, and we haven't found Sathium. So somewhere, probably if I head back towards the planet, there's some more asteroids on this side. Mind you, that side looks a bit more hostile with the other bases. You know, what do we got? Sathium. Nice. Okay, so this is what we want. Hopefully those drones are still relatively out of range, and we'll be able to get in close. I mean, again, we did get 2,000 odd, nearly 3,000 Erestrum with that little one asteroid. I mean, and this is just why space mining is super lucrative, because you really can get so much in such a short amount of time. And I know I'm probably repeating that again and again, but it is one of the amazing bits about when you get to this stage where you can actually go out and do the space mining. Especially if you've had, shall we say, more hostile start. Getting out to do the space mining is a big step, and it's really when your income starts to snowball and you're just like, right, okay, now we can really bring in materials, and a lot of materials are no longer going to be a major issue because you're just going to be able to bring them in such vast quantities. I mean, unfortunately, the only thing is, like with the auto miners, I tend to have them on, you know, the fact it doesn't deplete the deposit, which isn't exactly very realistic. Whereas obviously once you deplete these asteroids, that's it, they're depleted unless I use admin tools to regenerate the playfield, in which case obviously I can regenerate the asteroids, but I don't really want to do that. I quite like the fact that at this stage that is the case. You can't get them to regenerate, and this is what actually I find now drives an element of nomadic play. You know, I tend to find myself erring towards a sort of nomadic lifestyle. I work very hard this time around to try and make sure I do a base rather than just go into a CV and spend the rest of my life in the CV. So, the question is, do I check out what's on the other slightly more hostile side of that asteroid? I think we'll have a look. We'll see if there's many asteroids over there, and see if we're going to find much else before we head on to the next system. I mean, the next system is actually only going to be this one next door, which we're going to tee up. It's a whole 0.6 AU away, and I did see that these two systems here look fairly well, or this system here around this planet look fairly promising as well, because it shows both gold and sathium there. Gold being another obviously very useful resource. Now I'm guessing that's my other asteroid of pentaxid. I just quickly tab on the I button. It's like the dampeners. I tab that quickly to realign myself and straighten myself out, and then you turn it back off and you're cruising straight in the direction you want to be. So we'll find out what's over there. It amazes me the traders and the Zurax aren't fighting, but maybe they have a good relationship, who knows. Well, I'm heading towards the asteroid. I might have to bug out, because what I didn't realise is rather close to me is a tthe class dreadnought. That is something I can't stand to be in range of for very long at all. Because let's be honest, if I lose my warp drive here, I am screwed. There is no way back. I'm in a different system. I was lucky last time I was in the same system and able to use a small ship to get myself out of trouble. If I have to get hit by, if I get hit by a tthe class dreadnought, I am basically naffed. And there's an Emirate class destroyer there, and a Bounty class corvette. Are they fighting? They're following each other. And that's shielded. I mean, sorry, I'm got my dampeners off, so I'm drifting in the same direction whether or not I turn or not. So I'm not getting any closer to them. In fact, they're going away from me, which is good news. And that is my pentaxid asteroid. So again, I'm going to grab a bunch of pentaxid. I'm not going to spend too long, just in case this dreadnought, which got awfully close to me, decides to give me some jip. And then I'll head off to the other systems and see what we can pick up. I'll bring you back in to see mainly just us mine out the asteroid and what we actually get and what we bring back at the end of the day. So grab that, heading straight into the next system. Well, next system, onto the next moon. Should be relatively nearby. Again, it looks fairly hostile. There's our two asteroids. One is copper, one is sathium. Now obviously not particularly interested in the copper, but I am interested in the sathium. At least I think that's what it is, or it's one gold here. You know, one's copper, one's sathium. So really just interested to get the sathium and get out. I'll then head across the next system and see what we've got. At the moment we have over 2.3k raw pentaxid. We got 3.2k's worth of sathium ore out of that one asteroid, which is actually a massive take. If we do 3 like that, I think we'll have enough to bring in a sizable CV. And still have a few bits left over. So that would be awesome, to be quite honest. We'll see what we get here. And straight away we are in luck. With it being a sathium asteroid, we have something nearby we might have to be a little bit careful about, so we might have to keep our eyes peeled for something coming to attack us. But again, this asteroid looks pretty heavily laden with sathium, so we'll get ourselves lined up and get ready to start mining this thing out. I'm expecting there to be quite a bit in here. But I will have to keep checking every now and again to make sure that whatever that level 1 thing was that was flying along beside us, if it's a drone, I'm not too worried. If it's a destroyer or even like a Corvette class as it calls itself, we might be slightly more worried. It appears to have disappeared. That I can live with. Disappeared is fine by me. Yeah, we need to really sort of we can get away with this. I'll be really happy if we can pick up that gold asteroid at the other oh, I'm not sure I show that on camera. There's another area nearby with another set of asteroids, sathium and gold, and obviously that's also, is that sathium there? It's hard to see. Sometimes it's a bit hard to see in the light on the asteroids. There you go, just blast a hole through it. Not too worried about being pretty with what I do here. More worried about being quick and getting as much as I can. Yeah, while I've got this, if you've made it in this far into this less exciting video, I will certainly take the time to say thank you for us having recently reached 500 subs. Really appreciate that. It's been amazing, so I can't thank you guys who are watching enough. I'm really glad people are enjoying the videos, and it's just amazing to me that I'm, you know, making content that people are enjoying. So thank you very much for all your comments, all your interactions, and all your subs. I can't say thanks enough, really. I don't know where to begin. It gets a bit boring if people keep saying it, but I'll certainly be saying it a couple of times over the next few videos, because I really am appreciating all the support and interaction I've been getting. It's been fantastic. So that takes us up to 6,500, and we're going to hop on straight away to the next system, which was this one right here, which has Sathium and gold, and I think that's going to be it for our journey this time round. After we do this area, because I really think that's going to be, it's going to be getting close to enough to bring in a serious CV, which would be pretty cool. Right, let's see what we've got in terms of distribution and bad guys and everything. There's plenty of bad guys by the looks of it. What do we got in terms of asteroids? There's one behind me, and that's all I can see. So let's have a look at the one behind me, because that seems to be the closest. Okay, so first asteroid we've found is gold. Ew, it's a bit weird looking. Why am I so far stuck out in the system here? I'm gonna fly past the asteroid here. But gold, gold, so much gold. Yeah, lots and lots of gold, hopefully. So this is another one to really make the most of, because so many of the planet-based gold deposits are so small. And I mean, to be honest, the asteroid-based gold deposits aren't exactly huge either. However, you just seem to get more on asteroids, full stop, when it comes to all the goodies. So we can definitely make the most of this. We'll see how much we get. I want to find that one Sathium asteroid in this system though. But there doesn't look to be a huge amount of gold on here. Less than I thought, actually. But nevertheless, we will take every drop we can get. Is there any others? Any more? Yes, there's a couple of little seams here. I'll grab those. I wish Eliona brought in a quicker way to sort of jump into at least like a designated turret, like a tool turret. Would be really nice if they'd sort of come up with a better way, so you don't have to go into that menu all the time. You can put it in your bar and you jump into the turret and you can exit out. Especially when it is a tool turret, because, you know, it's supposed to be a turret which is used as a tool. And as it's not automated, it is player operated. It would be nice if it was a quicker way of getting in. Right, now to find what's next. I can only think to head towards the planet and see if there's something on the other side. So I'll do that. I'll save you guys the watching, and we'll see if we can find this other asteroid. Okay, definitely had a friendly approach of a few drones back there who are still hovering around. I got a few of them. I haven't got out to get any of the stuff from them because, well, I'm not hanging around. We're going to grab this Sathium asteroid, which I found, which was on the other side of the planet as predicted. I suspect we may get accosted by another couple of drones here. We should be able to handle it. We're not doing too bad. We had a few hits on our shield, but our shield can deal with a few space plasma drones. It's when you get attacked by a big cruiser or something that we're in trouble. But I'll have to keep dropping out of the turret and keep an eye on it just in case one creeps up on me. because if you get it wrong, it can go extremely poorly very quickly. But I want to grab as much of this sathium as I can. Yeah, we're definitely nailing some. We're okay, we're at 73. Let's have a quick look around here. Look, space battle! Space battle! Oh dear, what's this? There's another plasma drone coming in. I got a couple here. Coming in, yeah, there we go. We take a quick screenshot. Look, there we go. And again, there we go. I'm not sure if that'll make it into thumbnail or not. And then I get out the cockpit, which is a stupid plan, because I'm going through the glass and I can't see what's happening. The other thing I need to be distinctly conscious of here is I'm actually running out of air. I'm not running out of air. I've not actually been to the O2 station at all in my journey yet. I've been on purely suit air, so been pretty good, really. Right, I need to sort of reposition here, because there's still a large chunk of sathium left by the looks of it. Let's bring everything back in so I can see how the shields are doing. We're doing okay, we're fine. Not got any issues at the moment. Can't see any big scary destroyers or anything coming up after me. Just a few space drones. Be nice if you actually saw like Polaris space drones and Zorak space drones fight, but I've never actually seen them fight each other. Not properly anyway. Can I mine it? I'll mine you to death. Any more? Any more? Any more in there? A couple of little bits. How much have I actually got? So that is 8,000, 9,000, and 20, which is quite a lot. We did pick up nearly 1,000 gold. See if I can grab a couple of those last bits. Doubtful though. And I don't want to risk taking too many hits. There was one last thing I was going to do. If I got the restroom, I want to see if I can pick up the Zask. I will do that, and then I'll take us home, and we'll see how much we actually got from this this outing. As the shield's been recharging, it's eaten quite a bit of fuel. So I'll top up the fuel. I'll top up my personal oxygen as well before I die horribly, because that might be bad planning if I don't. So let's go to the fuel situation. We'll top that up, and if I get out I can just chung, 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 chung. There we go. That'll be no issue now. Getting home with that much. Now I just have to find the Zascosium, and we're good to go. Right. There's a bunch of asteroids here, there's a bunch there. I'm going to guess here, just because there's 4 there and 2 there, so let's stick with that. Okay, so that second to last one I was looking at was copper, and I was getting hotly chased by a Tavira class dreadnought again, so I was bugging out pretty fast there. But we found our Zask, and we're good to get as much of that as we can. There doesn't seem to be a lot around us right now. I'll be honest, I have done this without shields before, but it is hella risky. I've done this in like a brand new CV in one of my like sort of personal plays that had no shields, even in the starter zone. Went out to an asteroid there to harvest, I can't remember what it was now, what material harvesting, got jumped by a Zorak CV, and was blasted back to the Stone Age, which was a little frustrating. So it's best to play it cautious with I find with the space mining to start off with, until you're sort of ready for upgrades, you know. There appears to be another dreadnought over there, I can see just in the distance, gradually sort of thinking about creeping up on us. But we're going to get what we can out of this asteroid, and then we are 100% heading back to base, where we can look at our spoils and be happy. I think we can say this ship's already essentially paid for itself in terms of time and effort spent mining stuff and going around the other planet where we were grabbing Zascosium and Erestrum before. There was no Sathium at all prior, so this is going to be a pretty good haul all in all. Yes, a very good haul. So we're going to head straight back to our original system, which is not very far away. Let's tee up and jump through. So I've put our turrets away, we're heading back, we're coming in to land at base. As you can see, our full landing pad's looking pretty good. Need to add a few extra lights, but I like the light around the outside, shows it very nicely. Oh, and I landed sort of on top of the hopper, not very smoothly right there. What's going on? Land sensibly. Oh, please land sensibly. Okay, there we go, and we'll turn off the power, and we're good to go. We have, you're gonna open, thank you, and we are able to have a look at what we've got here, and we can plonk in there. We'll take that one out, those aren't worth putting in there either. We can put the Erestrum in there, lots of Sathium, lots of gold, lots of Zascosium. And we've already got quite a lot of neodymium things, and we'll probably go out and see if we can collect some more shortly. The rest of this can go into the main storage. I might, yes, need, for obvious reasons, to split that somewhere. It might actually have to go in here temporarily, but in the main storage I'll put that there, and I'll put those in, and I'm good to set that going. And I know this was very much a mining episode and may not be as long as some of the others, but rest assured, next time we're going to have another go at that other oxygen plant, and I'm going to try the little trick to see if I can core it by flying in, and we'll see if we can pull that off. But in the meantime, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe as always, and join us again next time. Thanks a lot.